Ang tatalakayin natin ngayon ay patungkol sa factoring perfect square trinomials. Siyempre, bago matapos ang video, dapat matutunan mo ang mga to. Tara, tuklasin natin ang sipnayan. Are you ready? Let's start! Sa video ito ay may encounter nyo mga salitang ito. Una ay trinomials. From the word itself, tri means 3. Ibig sabihin, these are polynomials or math expressions with 3 terms. For example, x squared plus 3x minus 4. The first term is equal to x squared. Second term is 3x. And our last term or the third term is negative 4. Another example is 2y squared plus y plus 7. The terms are 2y squared, y, and 7. Perfect squares. Ang perfect square ay square lang ng isang number or ng integer. For example, dito sa nakikita nyo sa screen, ang nasa kaliwang bahagi ay mga numbers na ini-square. At yung result na kapag ini-square natin yung isang number, tinatawag nating perfect squares. Yung nakikita nyo sa screen nyo na naka-enclose sa red box ay tinatawag natin or mga halimbawa ng perfect squares. Is 16 a perfect square? Paano natin malalaman yan? Siyempre, kukunin natin yung square root. 2 times 2 ba? Hindi, dahil 2 times 2 is equal to 4. How about 3 times 3? Still no, dahil it is equal to 9. How about 4 times 4? Alright, it's equal to 16. Square root of 16 is equal to 4. Dahil whole number si 4, ibig sabihin, 16 is a perfect square. How about 25? Is this a perfect square? Let's get the square root of 25. 2 times 2 ba? No. 3 times 3? 4 times 4? How about 5 times 5? Alright, square root of 25 is equal to 5. Since 5 is a whole number, then 25 is a perfect square. How about square root of 32? Is this a perfect square? Let's get the square root of 32. 2 times 2, no. 3 times 3, no. 4 times 4. How about 5 times 5? 6 times 6. 5 times 5 is equal to 25. Mababa siya sa 32. While, pag 6 times 6 naman, 36, mas malaki siya sa 32. So, ibig sabihin, ang square root of 32 ay nasa gitna ng 5 and 6. Kapag gagamitan nyo ng calculator, ang sagot ay 5.66. Since may nakikita kayong decimal point, ibig sabihin, 32 is not a perfect square. How about the square root of y raised to 8? Is this a perfect square? Kapag naka-encounter kayo ng ganito, titingnan nyo lang yung exponent sa loob ng square root. Kapag divisible by 2, ibig sabihin, the number is a perfect square. Ang gagawin lang natin dito para makuha yung square root, i-divide lang sa 2 yung exponent. Nakuha natin 4. Then, copy the letter y, pati yung nakuha natin kanina. 8 divided by 2 is equal to 4. Meaning to say, square root of y raised to 8 is y raised to 4. Then y raised to 8 is a perfect square. Ngayon na alam mo na ang lahat ng yan, let's have a warm-up. I want you to determine whether the following are perfect squares. If so, find the square root. If your answer are this, ready ka nang malaman kung ano yung perfect square trinomial. Perfect square trinomials. Ang perfect square trinomials ay isang mathematical expression na may three terms. Dito, lagi niyong tatandaan na ang perfect square trinomial ay laging trinomial at hindi lahat ng trinomial ay perfect square. Ngayon, paano natin malalaman kung ang trinomial ay isang perfect square? Meron tayong dalawang pangunahing karakteristik ng perfect square trinomial. Una ay, the first and last terms are perfect squares. Kanina tinalakay na natin yung perfect squares. Sunod ay, the middle term is twice the product of the square roots of the first and the third term. Ano ibig sabihin yan? Malalaman nyo mamaya. Now, let's try to identify if this trinomial is a perfect square trinomial. Ang unang bagay para makilala natin na ang trinomial ay isang perfect square ay the first and last terms are perfect squares. So, x squared and 25 are the first and last term. Paano natin malalaman na perfect square? Tama, kukunin natin yung square root ng first term at ng last term. Square root of x squared is? Tama, it's x. How about the square root of 25? Very good, it's 5. Kung mapapansin nyo, walang decimal point. Ibig sabihin, our first and last terms are perfect squares. Pumunta naman tayo sa pangalawang bagay para malaman na ang trinomial ay isang perfect square. The middle term is twice the product of the square roots of the first and the third term. Kanina, first and last term, yung pinakilaman natin. Ngayon naman ay yung middle term, which is 10x. Sabi dyan, middle term is twice. Ibig sabihin, magmumultiply tayo ng 2 sa product ng square roots of the first and the third term. Ang square root ng first term natin ay x at ang square root naman ng third term natin ay 5. Ibig sabihin, pagmumultiply lang natin yan. 2 times x times 5. At dapat yung makuha nating result ay yung middle term. Ano ang sagot? Very good, 10x. Since x squared minus 10x plus 25 ay may dalawang bagay na dapat taglayin ng isang perfect square trinomial, masasabi natin na isa siyang perfect square trinomial. Try naman natin ang isa pang trinomial na ito. 4a squared plus 6a plus 9. Una nating dapat alamin ay kung si first term at last term ba ay perfect squares. So, kukunin natin yung square root ni 4a squared at ni 9. Anong square root ni 4a squared? Tama, it's 2a. How about 9? Alright, it's 3. Kung mapapansin nyo, wala uli kayong makikitang decimal point. So, ibig sabihin, 4a squared and 9 are perfect squares. Gawin naman natin yung pangalawa. The middle term is twice the product of the square roots of the first and the third term. Ang middle term natin ay 6a. Sabi natin kanina, yung square root ng first term is 2a and the third term is 3. I-multiply natin yung square root ng first and last term, 2a times 3. At syempre, huwag niyong kakalimutan yung times 2 kasi nga sabi natin twice the product of the square roots. Let's multiply. 2 times 2a times 3 is equal to what? Very good. 12a. Kung mapapansin nyo, hindi magkaparehas yung middle term natin at yung nakuha nating product. So, ibig sabihin, sa una lang check yung given polynomial na to. Kaya masasabi natin na hindi siya perfect square trinomial. Ngayon na nakilala mo na si perfect square trinomial, pumunta naman tayo sa factoring. Ang perfect square trinomial ay isang special product kasi makukuha mo yung product niya at yung factor niya ng may pattern. Ang pattern niya ay a squared plus or minus 2ab plus b squared. Kapag a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, ang factor niya is in the form of a plus b times a plus b. Kapag a squared minus 2ab plus b squared, ang product niya ay a minus b times a minus b. Let's try to factor these. X squared minus 10x plus 25. Check muna natin kung ito ay isang perfect square trinomial. Kanina kung maaalala nyo, in example na natin to. At napatunayan natin na isa itong perfect square trinomial. It is in the form of a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. Ibig sabihin yung factor niya should be a minus b times a minus b, where a is equal to the square root of first term and b is equal to the square root of last term. The square root of x squared is x. The square root of 25 is 5. From the pattern a minus b times the quantity of a minus b, isa-substitute lang natin yung value ni a at b. Kaya ito yung naging sagot. The factors of x squared minus 10x plus 25 are the quantity of x minus 5 times the quantity of x minus 5. Nagets mo ba? Sige, isa pang example. Let's factor 9x squared plus 48x plus 64. Una, aalamin muna natin kung isa itong perfect square trinomial. It is in the form of a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Let's get the square root of the first and the third term, 9x squared and 64. Okay, the square root of 9x squared is equal to 3x and the square root of 64 is 8. Since walang decimal point, ibig sabihin our first and third term are perfect squares. Ibig sabihin the value of a is 3x and the value of b is 8. Next naman, pakilaman natin yung middle term, 2ab. 2 times the square root of the first and the third term, 3x and 8, is equal to 48x. Kung mapapansin nyo, parehas sa middle term ng ating given trinomial. Ibig sabihin, isa siyang perfect square trinomial. Dahil isa siyang perfect square trinomial, pwede na natin siyang i-factor. The factor should be in the form of a plus b times the quantity of a plus b. Sabi natin, a is equal to the square root of first term and b is the square root of last term. Substitute the value of a and b to the given pattern. Kaya naging ganyan. So, the factor of 9x squared plus 48x plus 64 is equal to the quantity of 3x plus 8 times the quantity of 3x plus 8. Nagets mo ba? Sige nga, try mo nga to. Determine whether each trinomial is a perfect square. If so, factor. If not, explain. Pwede mong i-pause ang video habang nagsasagot. Kung ganito ang paraan ng iyong pagsagot, tama ang iyong ginawa. pagkatapos ng video na to, I want you to remember that practice makes progress. So, keep on practicing. And don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.